Welcome, welcome one and all. Happy Friday. Hope you're well. Hope you're here. Hope you can see me and hear me. Let me check all my flashing lights and make sure at least it looks good from this side. Yes, indeed, everything does appear to be doing what it should do. It's Friday night. It's time for the famous Aquarium Adventures live stream Fishy business. That's what it's called. The working week is done for some of us. Hopefully done for most of us soon. Time to kick back, relax, enjoy a beverage, and get ready for a whole new month's worth of quizzing. It's September, the first week of the Aquarium Adventures monthly quiz will be on. We are welcoming back an old friend. We're going back to the Crowdpower software, much to the chagrin of some people, but much to the delight of others. We're giving the Geoguessr format a bit of a break. We might still use it for some of the Eliminator rounds later, but for this week, we're going old school. It's all the normal stuff. So, who have we got in this evening so far? Evening from a dark and getting cold Wolverhampton. I know, it's very depressing. I was just getting used to weeks and weeks of starting the live stream and looking out my window. There's not a window up there. Pardon me, I don't know why I said that. Looking at my CCTV cameras and seeing everything in glorious daylight, and now it's pitch black. Boo. But yeah, it's fair drawn. It's quite warm though, here in Sheffield anyway. It's not too bad. Lily, hello, how are you? Hello everyone, hope you're all well, hope so too. Graham's in, nice to see Graham. Rebecca's here, freshwater ichthyology. Hi, I'm back from the hospital. Something is going on inside the elbow, so going to bone doctor at some point, and maybe a CT scan. So maybe I can 3D print my own elbow. Excellent. I feel your pain because I fell off a ladder many moons ago, and I still can't rest my arm because it really, really hurts. But I was told that even if it is broken, all you can do is wait. Oh, great. Take some painkillers and wait for it to get better, because you can't put it in a cast, because you need to keep it moving. I don't know, maybe they were just BSing me. Anyway, hope you feel better. Hans is in. Hi, Hans. Nice to see you. Bear Bottom Branton, Friday. Sunday. What? Sorry. Paul Buckley's here. Stuart, it's all good. Thank you, Stuart. I like a bit of confirmation that you can both see and hear me, and I'm not just talking into the void. Jersey Dave, Jonathan, hello. Right, we've caught up with the hellos, nearly. Dave says, just finishing up a water change in my new tank. Free off Facebook, a corner dual 190 with cabinet. Wow, that's a good deal. Free off Facebook, especially if it holds water. I do like that. I do have some news for you. On the new tank front, it turns out my new 7-foot aquarium for Brian, come on Brian, say hello, isn't a scam. Well, might not be a scam. They got in touch with me this week, and it should be here on Wednesday, next week on Wednesday. So a little bit later than expected, very much not the best of communications, but you know, it's dirt cheap, so as long as it holds water and looks good, well, we'll take that. So it should be, everyone cross everything for me, it should be here next week. So I've got some plans to show you of what I'm thinking of doing and how we're going to move it around. You can tell me how much of an idiot I am. We can do that in a little while. I've even got some mock-ups. Stevie P, hi Stevie P. Hello people, it's been a shite week for me. I was laid off on Tuesday, but trying to stay positive. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, that is shit. That is awful. It's something I live in constant fear of myself, I must admit, because my company is perpetually getting rid of people. And I've got to the point now where I'm getting quite complacent about it, that it's got to happen eventually. Every year for as long as I can remember, it's been somebody's been at risk of redundancy. And I've always managed to dodge the bullet. I don't know why. But yeah, it's not, there's no such thing as job security anymore, and it sucks if it happens. It would be horrible if it happened to me, because I don't know what I would do. But But sometimes these things can be blessings in disguise. It can be the push you need to go and do something better, to get something better. So yeah, staying positive, sending positive vibes your way. That it is going to be that life-changing moment. That was the little push that you needed to get yourself into something you absolutely love, for instance. But yeah, sorry to hear it, 'cause it's not nice. Lisa says, I'm definitely... No, she doesn't. She says something else. I'm literally only leaving the studio now, so I'll probably miss the quiz. Well, hurry up, Lisa. Get back in time. Graham says, I saw an ad for Aqua with your face on it. Are you going? I saw an ad for Aqua with my face on it as well. Let me see if I can just find said. That's something I want to talk about, is Aqua. Where is it? I'll see if I can find said ad. Yeah. Who's that handsome devil in the middle? Let me move my face out of the way. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. I haven't even mocked it up. That is what it is. So they've released a bunch of ads for all the celebrities that are coming to Aqua. Yeah, and there's me front and centre. Well, middle and centre. I was a bit like, huh? I don't remember saying I was going to Aqua. So we talked about it a few weeks ago. I did get an invite. So they did reach out to me and said, would you be interested in coming to Aqua as an influencer, creator, or whatever it is, giving people an opportunity to meet the people they see on the internet, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, do you know what? I would. But I can't commit. I have some stuff going on because I knew it was in September. They talked about when the date was going to be. And I can't really commit to it. So I was like, put me down as a maybe. And I was only really able to make a decision this week because of stuff. But I hadn't made the decision, and this came out. So I'm added to the group with all these guys, the WhatsApp group, to do the arrangements and stuff. And I was a bit like, hello, why am I in the middle of a big picture of everyone that's turning up to Aqua when I've not said I'm turning up at Aqua? For those of you who don't know, Aqua is the biggest UK something or other. So I have proper blurb to tell you about later. And they didn't really answer it, to be fair. So I don't really know why they've done that. I think it was just some kind of mistake. But I have since decided to commit, and I am going. So I'm assuming there will be another announcement post. Like all these other people, or most of these other people, have all had their announcement posts, like there. Special guest for Shop Matt. I'm going to need to move my face again. I could just do this. No, there. So you might see one of these come out next week with my name on it, saying that I'm coming along too, which is all kind of very embarrassing. But yeah, so I'm going. I've decided. We talked about it over the last, I don't know. Big face. Blur cam. Over the last couple of years, when we've talked about making New Year's resolutions and things like that, I've always said, I need to get out more. I need to do more things, whether it's visiting fish shops, whether it's meeting people, it's whatever it is, I need to get out. And so I'm not just stuck in this little room doing my entire thing from just this room, which is just, it's the stupidest thing in the world to say. I'm quite an introvert. I'm quite shy, says man who's broadcasting on the internet to people and releases videos constantly. But it's easy when it's just me on my own here. I mean, I don't have to talk to people or anything like that. So I do think I am a little bit socially awkward. I mean, I'm fine in most situations. I've no problem with public speaking. I've no problem with talking to board level directors, to engineers, to whatever it might be. It's all kind of fine. But I'm a bit like, what am I going to do? How am I going to talk to these people? Don't get it. So I've done it. I've decided I'm doing it. And I've booked the hotel. So I'm definitely going. I'm going to be there both days. If nothing else, it can be a complete disaster and I get to come back and say, what a complete disaster that was. But at least I did it. At least I went. and meet some other people who are doing the same sort of thing that I'm doing. So I've never met Fish Shop Matt. It'll be nice to meet Fish Shop Matt. I've spoken to him a few times, but I've never met him. I've never met some of these other people, and I'm talking to them through the group. That is another of my concerns, is I'm now going to meet these people and I'll be expected to know things about them. I don't really watch any of their videos. I'm starting to watch them, so I don't completely embarrass myself. But then again, I have no expectation that they'll know who I am either. So it's just got embarrassment written all over it, and social faux pas and social disaster written all over it. I just have this vision of me standing there with a name tag going Graham of Aquarium Adventures, with queues of people waiting to talk to everyone else, and then just me on my own, like. Because as much as let's use Fish Shop Matt as a comparison, as much as we have similar numbers in terms of subscribers, we are on very different plateaus in terms of popularity and viewer numbers. I seem to be skilled at gaining subscribers by having existed for a long time. I don't do anything like the numbers in terms of views and things like that he does. And it will be similar for all the other ones as well. But, you know, put myself out there. Maybe this is the way that I start to get more views, is to start to network and meet people and become a little bit more social and a little bit more gregarious and out there. So, I don't know. If anybody wants to come to Aqua, so as I have someone to talk to, this is it. This is my sales pitch. I mean, I've only been invited so as I can get some of you all to come. So please come. Please, when you do come, say it's because I asked you to. It makes me feel valid in some way. But I have my reservations about the event in and of itself, because it does seem very marine heavy. But then they have invited several freshwater people and several pond people. So there clearly is a push towards expanding it away from marine. So it's still marine heavy, but they've started to focus a little bit more on aquascaping, a little bit more on ponds, a little bit more on just general freshwater. So I can't really be complaining about it, going, oh, it's going to be shit, if I don't go and give it a chance, and in my capacity as influencer, try and help promote it and see if it is any good. I'm seeing lots of comments on the Facebook page and various other places of people that look like they're really excited for it, and people who are disgusted that it's happening. So it's definitely getting a mixed reception in that. I mean, it's fairly expensive to go. So ticket prices are like 20 quid to get in. And it is just a few different speakers, and a lot of the speakers are either aquascapers or from companies like Wassy or whoever, who are going to be presenting, these are the next big things that are coming along. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I don't know who you want. It might have been better to get a few more, or a slightly more diverse range of speakers, but maybe that's for next year. Maybe that's some feedback we can give, or maybe they'll all be really good about it. So that's the whole thing, is just giving it a chance and see what happens, and essentially shitting bricks until it happens, because I think, have you heard of imposter syndrome? Very much coming down with a case of imposter syndrome, that I've been invited to be an influencer when I can coax, how many people are watching this? On an average Friday night, I can coax 37 people to watch me. 36, one of them's just left. Brilliant. But, you know, like I say, it's just giving something a go. It's a new thing for me. It's not something I've ever done before. I was only ever considering going for a day, and just because it's, I think it's Coventry or Warwickshire or something like that. So it's drivable distance for me. I was only ever considering going for the day, and I thought, no, screw it. We're going all in. There's like an event on the Saturday night. We'll go to that. We'll see what it's like. Might have a few beers. We might do a bit of networking. God, I hate myself already. I'm getting like, getting the ick just talking about it. But complain about it if I don't at least give it a go. And the worst that could happen is it's either going to be good or really, really terrible and give me something to make content about. So there, that's what it is. So that's what that's my big news. I'll give you a bit later on. We'll dive into the actual bump, the promotional material that they give me to give away. So that was just my opinion. And if you're watching Aqua people, you can't uninvite me now because I've already booked my hotel and paid for my stay, and it's non-refundable. So I'm coming whether you like it or not. And that's where we are. Juggler, nice to see Juggler. Can't really complain too much at that price point for the tank, very much so. Indeed. Yeah, commiserations to Stephen. Good luck on the job search. You've managed to find 15 viable listings to apply. Well, that's quite good. I kind of dabble in the jobs market. I've never found anything that's good enough to overbalance the terribleness of. So as terrible as my job is, and as much as it sucks the living life breath out of me at every waking moment, I'm now going to try and make this sound good. It pays well, so I can look after my family, and bloody easy. And anywhere else that you go, even if I found something that also paid well and was equally easy, I'd be the new guy. And I've not been the new guy anywhere for a long time. And seniority, whether it's seniority or experience or just I've been here so long and done this for so long, everything runs on rails. I don't feel under any pressure ever to do anything. If somebody asks me to do something, I'm more than happy to go, no. But really? I actually, no, don't want to. Ooh. Or I get invited to meetings all the time, and I'm like, no, don't fancy that, not coming. Oh, but I really need your help. Don't care, not coming. Even senior people ask me to do things. Nah, don't want to. I mean, I don't do that a lot, but if it displeases me, I don't do it. And if I want to finish at 3 o'clock, I'll finish at 3 o'clock. And if I want to go and see my kids' school play, I'll go and see my kids' school play. I arrange my work around my life rather than my life around my work, which is very good. Can't do that when you've just started somewhere new. So as much as when I have actually got to do the work, as much as that annoys me and is awful, the soft benefits of being able to do whatever the hell I want, really, it's really worth a lot. But yes, good luck on the job search. Let's just say that. Adam has, I have a sudden inspiration to add duckweed to my tank. I know, 10 of 10 that video. That was not a popular video. But there it is. Rebecca says, I think they won't expect you to know all their videos and such. I hope not, because I think that's unreasonable. But I am going to want to do a few to get I mean, most of them, I've never watched an aquarium info video in my life. And she's got like 4 million subscribers. So that's kind of unreasonable that I haven't watched someone that popular in my niche and then meet them and be like, I have no idea what shit you do. So I feel like it's a social responsibility that I'm going to have to do that kind of thing. It's general politeness. That's what I'm going with. Unless you want to do more collaborations. I mean, I do want to do more collaborations. I also really don't want to do collaborations. I don't like people in general. I mean, I do. I'm sure I do. I don't like the idea of people. I just want to sit here and be rich. Is that too much to ask? Mess everyone up and take Matt's name tag from the table. You'll be doing the boxing next. Oh, I mean, I'd be good at that. So yeah, I'll do that. Oh, no, I'll rephrase that. I'd be good at that for about 30 seconds until I puffed myself out. Mandy's in. Hi, Graham and Fishy folks. I'd have been tempted to go, but my argument is I can't drive right now. I would like to complain about Marines for 2 days solid. I'll get a train. I'll pick you up from a train station. It'd be nice to know somebody there. I'm not going to quite go as far as offering people individual lifts to the event, but it would be nice to see some of you there. Bring Brian. Let him get into trouble to distract from you. Poor Brian. I'm thinking about it, says Graham, but as you say, it's very marine heavy looking at the stall layout. It is, but that's... I'm conflicted as to how I describe this, pardon me, because I think it certainly is marine heavy, and they certainly have made an effort to be less marine heavy than they were last year. And one way to get them to be even less marine heavy next year, or more freshwater next year, is to not go. So you vote with your feet. But that's a very thin knife edge to walk, because if the freshwater people don't go, they'll stop trying to appeal to them. Whereas if the freshwater people turn up and make a noise about how shit it was because it was all marine, that might help push them more towards the marine side, towards the fresh side. Words difficult. So that's a big ask, though. Hey, come along and don't enjoy this loudly, and hopefully you'll enjoy the next one. Do you know what I mean? It's a difficult one. But that's another thing. I could meet you, whether it's Graham or anyone else in this chat. So many times this has happened in fish shops, where somebody will come up and start a conversation with me, and I'll be like, right, have a look around where I'm in a fish shop. This is, if anyone's going to recognise me ever, this is the scenario in which I will be recognised. So when they start talking to me, I kind of assume it's because they've seen my videos. And so many times it turns out they're just a nice person and they're just having a chat. And I'm like, oh, stabbed in the heart. What an arsehole I am. Or I'll be like, yeah, so you've seen my video. Obviously, you know that I do discus. And they're like, what? How would I know that? Oh, you've seen my videos. No. You make videos? Oh, kill me now. No. So if you do see me and you are coming, I would like you to introduce yourself as, hi, I'm Paul. I watch you on the live stream, or something to help me avoid at least one of those social faux pas moments. Yeah, this time next year, Strictly Come Dancing. I don't think that would ever work. If I ever do get super famous, the height of my fame that I want to achieve is to be a contestant on Richard. I was going to say Richard Hammond, but oh god, I've immediately lost the big tall guy with specs. House of Games. I want to be on that show, and now I'm never going to be on it because I forgot the host name. It's never going to work. Did you see the PFK advert? I did not see the PFK advert. They said Nathan Hill was the editor. Oh dear, no. The PFK thing for Aqua. I didn't even see a PFK thing at all. I mean, there are... I say it's marine heavy. There are some freshwater stalls there. There are shrimp stalls. There's a few people saying they're going on about bringing plants and stuff like that. So there is going to be stuff there. I can't see the PFK thing. I even watched, couple of the reefy ones, I even watched one of their live streams the other day and I was like, yeah, no, it's not for me, this reef nonsense. Lisa says, I can't see the chat, by the way. I'm walking and listening, trying not to get knocked down. Yeah, well, make it home on time. And alive rather than on time. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, risk your life to get back on time for the quiz. The quiz, which we will start shortly. It is 11:26. No, it isn't. It's 9:26. Only 11 likes. Do better, people. I know. Come on. We can do a little bit better than that. Beers. I know. We might have some beers. Are you hosting the quiz evening for them? I would offer. I have done my quiz night in IRL, as they say, a few times. It works much better when people are in the room. It's also the terrible you're used to, which means a lot. I've forgotten what that was about, sorry. Simon's in, nice to see Simon. UK Navy Nice. Sorry, what do you do? Is that your impression of somebody meeting me at Aqua? Who are you? What are you? Or are you asking what my job is? A job. Depending on who I'm speaking to, I'm either a solutions architect, or a technical delivery manager, a technical account manager. I think I got another title as well recently. General dog's body. In hindsight, this last company wasn't a great fit for me in terms of workload, but I would have ridden it out for life. I know. That's my problem. I am thinking of in those terms. Can I ride this out for life? And then I think, oh, life's actually another like 20 years. Shit. I'm going to keep that going. I'd update your CV after that glowing report on how to lose co-workers and alienate your company. I make no secret of it. Everyone knows I hate it. Everyone knows I have no respect for them. Everyone knows they annoy me. I can't believe I'm still there. But I had one thing today where, right, this is going to be a very boring and slightly technical conversation, but we have one of my clients has a server. I'm trying and think of a way to say this without identifying anything, but they have a server that has a load of databases on it. And those databases are linked to various applications, and the server and the database system software that runs are going to be out of date soon, so we need to update it. The databases are so old, that's tricky. So they can only be just updated enough to be compliant and up to date. And the way you would do it if these were modern, sexy systems is you would do the worst or slowest thing you would do, a thing called platform as a service, SQL as a service. But what I have to do is I have to build a virtual server, install an old-fashioned version of SQL on it that's just up to date enough, migrate the databases onto it, and then we're compliant. So job's good enough. If I was to do the sexy stuff, none of it would work. It wouldn't work. So the way I have to do this is I write what's called a statement of work that says we're going to do things, it's going to take time, and it'll cost money. And then a project manager will get assigned and he'll go away and do all the things I say that he has to do. So, for instance, build a server so someone can install SQL on it. So he raises a work order for someone in the cloud team to go away and build a server. And that pissant's given it, why are you building SQL servers? I asked. They should be passed. They should be... In this day and age, there's no reason to do this. Just bitching and moaning. And I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? I tell you what to do. You don't tell... Oh, it's infuriating. And then everyone's so fucking spineless. They're all like, oh, is there anything we can do to make it better for this person so as they get what they want? And I'm like, no, tell them to sod off. So I get an official request to explain myself. Why are you asking for this? And you shouldn't be using SQL IaaS in this day and age. You should be using SQL PaaS. Please explain why you're doing that. And my official response was, because it's dog shit, do what I tell you, send. And everyone was like, you can't say that in a professional environment. I'm like, if it was a professional environment, they would have done what I bloody well asked them when I asked them, which was a week ago. Not sit on it for a week and then complain about it like a... And this is what gets me going. So this is what I complain about, is that my blood pressure rises having to deal with these... And it's that's even an unfair thing to pick on. That's not that bad. But nowadays, it's a coin toss whether it winds me up so much that I have an apoplexy about it, or I go, because I expect it so much. And even I surprise myself which ones I get upset about and which ones I don't. I'm just like, ugh, can I do this for another 20 years? Keep paying my wages, yeah. Wash their car for 20 years. Well, you know what I mean? It winds me up something rotten. But anyway, I don't know why we're talking about that. Oh yeah, because of the glowing report of my company. Yeah, I had to do my... this is another one. The quiz is going to be late today, guys. I have lots of rants to have. I had to do my performance review, my mid-year performance review. And it's a self-assessment. So it gives you a load of criteria where you have to assess yourself at how good you think you are at various things. So in general, you get to choose 1, exceeds expectations, 2, meets expectations, and 3, requires improvement. And they ask me how I think I'm doing against everything. So I say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And the person that was my boss is going, people don't normally give themselves 1 for everything. You can't exceed expectations on everything. I was like, I can. I do. Well, can you give me some examples of how you've exceeded expectations everywhere? I'm like, no. Can you give me some examples where I haven't? All right then. I'm like, what? There are people out there saying they're shit at their job. What world are we living in? How is this a thing? It's the most pointless thing in the world and it's all like, oh, this is an incentive to meet your objectives so as you can get your pay rise next year and all that. But you won't give me a pay rise next year. You'll just tell me again the company's skint. You can't do anything about it. So why am I jumping through your freaking hoops to appease you when you're either going to not give me a pay rise, make me redundant, or make me keep working here? None of those are appealing things. So just let me do my job and leave me the fuck alone. Is that too much to ask? It's fish tanks. Fish. This is why I have a fish tank here. Because when I work here and get irate at people in that direction, I can go this way and Brian can calm me down. Show some love by liking this video and subscribe to stay in the loop. Thank you, FishFamLink. That'd be lovely if people did that. Anyway, we said we were going to do the quiz, but I just wanted to show you this one thing before I do. So I did a little bit of a mock-up of what my desk will look like. It's not quite right. This is difficult. I like to tempt fate, as you know, before the stream starts. So before the stream started tonight, I replaced my boot drive with a new super fast SSD, NVMe SSD. I replaced my graphics card, and what else did I do? There was 3 things. Oh no, I just moved another drive in. So everything's a bit funky and not really working properly. But we'll get there. Anyway, little face. This is ChatGPT's rendering of what it thinks my office will look like. Now, I think he might have made Brian the Giant Gourami a little bit more giant than it needed to be. But essentially, that's what it's going to look like. So on this side, on the left, I'm going to have... It refuses to add any more monitors. So the way it's actually going to work is I'm going to have my laptop here and a monitor above it, which is my work laptop and my work monitor screens. Then over here, I have my widescreen monitor, which is the main one here, which I'm looking at in front of me. And then this one here, which is this one here. And that's my kind of work, home, life balance setup. I'm going to have these IKEA SCADAS pegboardy things here to have all my camera equipment, lights, everything all mounted there, and good, nice, clean storage. And a big shelf above that, which is going to have the PCs, my NAS, my servers, network equipment, CCTV, all that kind of stuff. And that's there. And then to the right of the screen, at roughly the same height, is going to be the tank. So it's going to be a big 7-foot tank, and it's going to make it kind of like an L shape. I don't know why it's added this little bit here. This is like my little workbenchy bit, which will go here. So it'll never be as clean looking as this. But my God, if that's a 7-foot tank and Brian gets that size, I will be upgrading again very soon. But that's kind of the way we're going to look at it, in reality, that should come much further out this way and look much bigger, and Brian will be a little bit smaller. But that's the kind of vibe that I'm going for, and how things will look roughly. And then move that out way. We've got, so this is my job for the weekend, is to build the stand for the tank that's coming next week on Wednesday. So I've worked it out that this is going to roughly be the same height as the desk, so as it should kind of flow, if you like. But the red ones are 2400. We need 4 of them, which means I need 4 of them because I'm coming that size. The blue are 66. Green, so that's all the sizes and how many of the lengths that I need. So there's 14 lengths that I need to get in total to build the stand. This is just, I've just got some leftover ply I'm going to make this surface out of. So I need to buy 14 boards. I'm going to, this is just like an indicative price, so it's going to cost me 50 quid to build this stand. I've already got the screws, I've already got the plywood, so I'm not counting that. But that's what it's going to look like. And that should be strong enough, I think. I'm kind of quite good at building stands now. So I'm fairly confident that that'll do pretty well. That's what the stand's going to look like. And there we go. Thoughts? Comments? Put on a bus to get you all to Aqua. I wouldn't be adverse to that. Wanderings with Missy, nice to see you. To be fair, they can't force the freshwater businesses to attend. No, and that kind of, it has to be a natural growth thing. And they can, well, they can't force the freshwater businesses to attend. They have got quite a few of them today. So a lot of them they do both. But your big name brands like Oasis and stuff like that are all going, they have freshwater wings. So there are some vendors and retailers that do specialise in freshwater going there. So if more fresh people come and they patronise those booths and they look popular, then the word will spread and more and more people will come and it'll all be lovely. Richard Osmond, that's his name. Phew. Hans says, it would be so fun to show up in real life and say, hi from Sweden. It would, yes. Ewan McDonald, evening. I used to watch your videos years ago but left the hobby. But my daughter's got a small fish tank for our granddad and I'm already planning a second. Well, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Dennis is in. Hi, Dennis. This sounds like the IT crowd. Yes. I was in the Navy, obviously. I've just retired as a chef at 57 with my Navy pension as it's increased. Spending my time watching your videos. To be fair, I would love to be able to retire at 57, but I think things need to change if that's ever going to be possible. I used to be a manager, it's always the same. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting surprised. I don't know why I get wound up with these things. Usually, I can let things just wash over me all the time, but it's getting harder and harder to let things wash over me, and I think that's like a sign of the times, a sign of the stress, a sign of the people are dropping like flies around me, like going off long-term sick from stress and stuff like that. I'm like, you think you're and people are, they wind me up to a degree. I mean, I have a core team of people that are really good and we can achieve almost anything we put our minds to, and it's really about avoiding everyone else that just wants to fuck everything up. If they would just let us get on with it, we could get everything done, it'd be perfect and it'd be great. That's not how you do things in the corporate world. You have to have 10 bags of bullshit to get anywhere. Like I say, I used to be able to just let it all wash over me. And you know when you say the Sunday night syndrome, where you Sunday night and you're like, oh, I've got to go back to work tomorrow. My Sunday night syndrome starts on like a Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be the weekend soon. But oh, it just means I'm only going to have 2 days where I have to go back to work. Oh. Or like, it would be the last day before a week's holiday, and I'll be like, oh, God, I've only got a week before I have to come back and do this bollocks again. And you're like, oh, you really need to. Anyway, never mind. Let's move on. Scanny thing for scanny people. We're going to do the quiz, everybody. So if this is it, we have fishy questions, we have current event questions, very few geography questions. We've gone back to the old style. Let me get the link and I'll share it. I've also, since we've been using the other thing, they've completely changed. Oh, no. They've completely... Oh, no. Oh, my God. They've completely changed the software. It's all been upgraded and it's all different. So you never know. Maybe it'll be just brilliant here and it'll work without a hitch. Wait, do you want me to tell you how to do it and then explain why I'm not doing it? Yeah, I know. It's almost like they pay me to tell people how to do things to then have other people paid to tell me I'm wrong. And then they pay me to argue with them about it. And then because I'm more senior than them, they do it my way anyway. Maybe they should just do it my way the first time and then we wouldn't all wait. I went to a meeting last week with Citrix of all people. And they brought, there was like 5 of them from Citrix. Then there was 3 people from the reseller and me. And we had an hour's meeting about why they wouldn't give me a quote for some Citrix licenses. The combined salaries of the people in the room discussing that for an hour was near enough the value of the quote that I was asking for. I really believe there are a certain section of the population, the workforce, that just exist to look busy, achieve nothing, to shovel shit around a desk all day long. Busy today. Oh yeah, pushed bullshit around 8 hours solid. Whoa, rushed off my feet. You need a beer or two. You're not right. That tank is too small. You're an awful animal abuser. I know. What was I thinking? Although, if that is a 7-foot tank, that is one impressive fish. Why is Murderous Brian in a 20 gallon long? I know. ChatGPT has to. Is this one up under here as well? What's this? This is Mutant Brother kept in some kind of sump underneath the tank. I don't know what's going on there. Who is the fish below? Yeah, exactly. What is that strange fish thing in the bottom? I don't know. Is it meant to be like a reflection? Then this bit here as well. What's this bit? A desk? Who knows? That fish is far too big for that tank. That's my dickhead comment of the week. You can get one for that. Dear. Definitely not skilled, no. I am dying laughing. You're so spot on. See, because I'm so far behind with the chat, I don't know if that's because of my aneurysm or the fish. Are you filming the stand build? It'd be nice to be able to see it. There's very little I do in here that I don't film. So yes, we will definitely be filming the stands. And it's not just going to be... This room is full, so there's precious little space to maneuver in here. So I'm going to have to move this tank out the way and then break down the current desk and all the computers and all the other stuff that's going on here and find space for it all to then build a stand. And then... So I've got the weekend to do that, basically, and then the thing will come on Wednesday, and it'll probably take a few days to get that filled and up to... So it's just going to be a bit of a nightmare in here next week. So I will film it all so you can just see how much it's problematic for me. Lisa's still on the bus. No geography. You're right, Mandy. No geography, not this time. I've heard it called the Sunday Scaries. Yes, that's the one. The aneurysm. I was behind too. Fair enough. Right. How far away are you, Lisa? Are you close? Although we are 15 minutes late, so I think we're probably going to have to crack on. Dennis says you need to get a studio like MD. Yeah, I mean, I would love that, but I think there's a jumping off point at when that would make sense. Because the only reason this works for me is because it's an office. So I can do my day job here and just nip away for a second to feed some fish, or take 5 minutes to clean a tank, or take 5 minutes to do a water change, or do you know what I mean? It's because everything's so convenient and right here. It doesn't fit right in my brain that doing that, me renting a unit to fill full of fish tanks, but then doing my proper job from there as well, I'd be a bit like, I don't know. It kind of makes sense. Or it kind of doesn't make sense. I know what I mean. Nope, she's not. So we're cracking on, Lisa. Sorry, you're on your own. How many people have we got? And I have no idea because I can't see. Oh, we have some people. 23 players. Right, are we ready? Don't care. We're getting on with it anyway. So your 20-second countdown. Remember, 20 questions. Questions 10 and 20 are gambling questions. Best of luck, everybody. Question 1. What is the name of the new fictional documentary-style sitcom that's a spin-off of The Office? Is it A, The Paper, B, Interns, C, Human Resources, or D, The Water Cooler? Don't know whether I'm looking forward to this or not. I must have watched The Office 5 or 6 times. I kind of got it on repeat constantly. As my background when I'm doing something, I'll just have it on. What did you think? Oh, quite a mix. So we've got 8 gone for The Paper, 3 Interns, 10 Human Resources. Nobody's gone for Water Cooler. The answer is The Paper. Apparently it's a newspaper. 20 years after the sitcom. 20 years. Bloody hell. The Paper arrived on the streaming service Peacock. In the new show, the same documentary crew are in a newspaper in Toledo. Question number... Oh no, we'll see the rankings. Weed Duck has scored fastest there with 92 points. Ewan in second and Dan the Man in third. Question number 2. The only known vertebrate to use mirrors in its eyes to focus images is a fish. Which one is it? Is it a grey-tailed bonkfish? Is it answer option B? It's not answer option B. Is it a red-billed scooter or a brown snout snookfish? Hey, at least it's not answer option D. So the software has updated where it's now changing the one that it deletes. The 2 of you went for answer option B. I even said it wasn't answer option B, but it is in fact a brown snout snookfish. There you go. Who would have thunk it? Juggler takes first place with that one. SGH and Elaine making up your top 3. Question number 3. Which of these is not a genera of the duckweed family? Is it Lemna, Spinella, Wolfia or Landolita? Which of these isn't a duckweed? See? Aquatic questions and everything. I'm just going to resize. No, I'm not. I'm going to resize. I'm going to resize this. There, that's better, isn't it? Yes. Really enjoyed the short. Thank you, Adam. I'm trying a new technique of having a short and a video come out in quick succession, so as if somebody sees the short, they might then go and watch the video. It's not working. The Geordie Scaper is a studio on a sixth of your subscribers. You need to invest in yourself. Well, maybe. But again, I refer you to my earlier comment of I'm good at getting subscribers. Subscribers mean nothing. It's the views. What do you think of this one, folks? Oh, a bit of a spread. The answer is Spinella. There is no duckweed called Spinella. There is one that's very close to that, which I forgot about. I'm just going to show you. It's Spirodella is the one that's close to it. So there's no Spinella, there's a Spirodella. And Wolfia is the little teeny weeny one. Now you know. SGH in the lead, Chris and Fat Kids. Up to third. I was thinking Wolfia was a different... I mean, I only referred to one's website, so I'm prepared to think that I'm wrong. But there's another Wolfie one. What was it called? The Wolfiella. There was another one that apparently there was controversy. There was meant to be 37 types of duckweed, but they've decided there's only 36 because they kicked one out. But who knows? Not me. As ever, we're going with the answer I had. Question number 4. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift announced their engagement. Which of these is not a famous ex-boyfriend of Taylor Swift? I'm going for a new drink. Is it Shia LaBeouf, John Mayer, Calvin Harris, or Jake Gyllenhaal? So, by reason of deduction, 3 of them were her ex-boyfriend. Don't know why everyone's so hung up on who Taylor Swift's boyfriends are. You thought it was either Jake Gyllenhaal or Shia LaBeouf. It was Shia LaBeouf. Why would I have any idea who she dated? Exactly, Adam. I mean, that's the appropriate response. But this is like... I don't know how well studied this is, but it seems to be all anybody ever talks about. Chris takes the top spot with that one, getting that one right. Kate comes into third. SGH doesn't move, stays in second. Question number 5. A par meter measures light in the context of growing plants, but what does par stand for? Is it Pico Arc Radons, Parks and Recreation, Photon Accurate Reading, or Photosynthetic Active Radiation? Shia seemed too unstable to be one of her exes. Wolfia is Lemna in Spiraldella clothing. What do we think of this one? I mean, I'm hitting you with all the aquatic related questions tonight. The majority of you going for photosynthetic active radiation because that is the correct answer. Well done. How'd I got that wrong? Zenny making an appearance in the top 3. Kate moving up to 2nd. Right. Remember, doesn't really matter until we get past all the gambling questions. Number 6. Which of these is not true about the planet Venus? Its day is longer than its year, it's the hottest planet in the solar system, it's twice the size of Earth, or it rotates clockwise. Which of these is not true? Oh, quite the spread on this one. But the actual true answer is it's twice the size of Earth because it is not twice the size of Earth. If anything, I have some notes on this one. Venus is not twice the size of Earth. It's actually our closest planetary neighbour and is known as Earth's sister planet due to the similarity in size. Now you know. So it does rotate clockwise. It is the hottest planet in the solar system and its day is longer than a year. Stevie P, straight up there in first place. A lot of changes at the top here. Question number 7. August 2025 marks 20 years since the date of the devastating New Orleans natural disaster Hurricane what? Is it Hurricane Ivan, Hurricane Rita, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Wilma? Sorry, don't know why I did that. Adam's 2 out of 6. I need some bonus points. Well, luckily, as a member, you'll get some bonus points. In this format, you get 75 points as your member bonus. For anyone else wanting a little hand in the quiz, just become a member. You get some extra points. Lisa says C. You're taking Mary's place of just playing in chat because you can't access it. It was C, and that's what y'all went for, so this was a fastest finger first type question. Lots of 80s pointers there. Stevie P, 86. Kate with 86. I think you're both the fastest fingers there. Question number 8. What's the nickname for the controversial migrant detention facility in the Florida Everglades? Is it Everglades Island, Alligator Alcatraz, Bayou Bastille, or Gator Guantanamo? This counts as one of your current events questions, even though it was in the news about a month ago. Current-ish events. What do we think, people? Most of you going for Alligator Alcatraz when the answer was Alligator Alcatraz. I have some notes. A federal judge ordered the shutdown and partial dismantling of Florida's controversial detention facility, Alligator Alcatraz, citing violations of the National Environmental Policy Act. Now you know. Kate, Zenny, Error 404 making your top 3 at the moment. Question number 9. Which ancient Greek storyteller is known for his collection of over 600 fables? Is it Aristotle, Homer, Sophocles, or Aesop? Which one of these tells a lot of stories? Oh, I thought everyone would have got this one. Surely you all know about Aesop's fables. In fact, he's the only person I've ever heard of having written a fable. I thought they were exclusively his. There you go. It was Aesop's fables. Well done to everyone that gets it, and to those who didn't, I guess you only know what you know. Right, if you're new here, this is the gambling question. So you're going to get a cryptic clue as to what the question might be about. And then you get to bet all, some, or none of your points as to whether you think you'll get it right. If you don't bet any points, you can't win any points, even if you get the question right. So it will suggest some points to bet, but you can pick any number you want out of any of your points. Here comes your cryptic clue. The maths ain't mathin'. Or if you're American, the math ain't mathin'. So this question may concern numbers. Let's put it that way. Question 10. Which of these is the square root of 169? Is it 17, 9, 13, or 11? So if you're mathematically illiterate, I hope you didn't bet a lot of points. Or if you're an accountant, I hope you did bet a lot of points. And I also hope you got it wrong so as we can shame you afterwards. So I'll tell you now, some of you have got this wrong. I'm tempted to just get a calculator out quickly and just double check my maths. Where's the square root button? Yeah. I was right. It was just the fact that most of the answers at first were the wrong answer. I was like, because most of you at first went for 17. Thankfully, most of you in volume went for the correct answer, which is 13. 13 times 13 is 169. So Kate takes a commanding lead over Juggler in second place and Stevie P in third place. The big losers in that one are Chris, AP, Bruce. Was that Zenny? Was that Zenny the accountant? Zenny that works with numbers constantly. Getting the square root wrong. Ooh. I'm only kidding. Yeah, it was. Down to 13 points. Uh-oh. Rebecca as well. Oh, dear. Right. But as we've seen before, people have come back from 0 points after 10 questions to win. And if not win, at least be in the top 3. So we move swiftly on to question number 11. Which sci-fi TV series featured a saucer-shaped spacecraft, which is easy for me to say, called Jupiter 2? Was it The Outer Limits, The Thunderbirds, Lost in Space, or Space, 1999? Oh, because accountants need to speed calculate square roots all the time. Yeah, that's what you do day in, day out, isn't it? That's what you do in your coffee break. Just for a bit of fun. Like everyone assumes all IT guys do is build computers, I suppose. Bad example. Anyway, which sci-fi TV series features a saucer-shaped spacecraft called Jupiter 2? You thought it was Lost in Space. It was indeed Lost in Space. Based on the 1812 the Swift family. Oh, I've now lost the power of speech. You can read that on your own. It's based on the Swiss Family Robinson, but in space. Top three, all quite close. Graham says, I don't watch TV. Well, you could have not watched TV for about 30 years and still got that question right, so it's not been on in God knows how long. Question, the next one. 12, there you go. What is the capital of Australia? Australia. Sorry to any Australians. Is it Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Perth? Oh, 20 clever people correctly going for Canberra. Although Sydney and Melbourne are the more populous cities, it's actually Canberra. Which means, oh, Kate missed out on that one. Juggler takes the lead over Stevie P. Kate still in the top three though. Question number 13. Which of these sentences demonstrates the correct use of an apostrophe? We've had maths, now we're going to have English. Is it apples are on sale? Who's coming to the party? The cat licked its paws. Or please return the books to the library? Everyone thinks the IT guys play video games all day. I'm pretty sure some of them do. Right. If I was to guess, I'd say this one's going to be pretty evenly spread. Because I don't think anybody knows how to use an apostrophe properly. Oh no, I'm wrong. 15 of you know exactly how to use it properly. It is who's coming to the party, because who apostrophe S is a contraction. Is that the word? I was only say contradiction, but that's not the word. Contraction of who is. In fact, I put notes in here because I thought I would get challenged on this one. Apostrophes are often misunderstood, but they play a key role in the English language. The sentence, who's coming to the party, demonstrates the correct use of an apostrophe, as whose is the contraction of who is. Common misuses include using them as plurals, which is never correct, and it's for possession instead of it is. You're either going to learn something or be bored to tears with this quiz. I aim to cover all the bases. Top three, all getting that one right. Well done. Question 14. How long is a goldfish memory? Is it 5 seconds, 2 weeks, 3 months, or a year, or more? What do we think? Got a memory like a goldfish? What does that mean? Having English isn't fair to our cousins across the pond. How did they test this? I will tell you as part of the answer. So, live answers are quite a spread. 8 going for 5 seconds. That's certainly the oft misunderstood assertion that if you've got a memory like a goldfish, it means you have a short memory. But the actual answer is over a year. So there are estimations this can be many years, and there have been several tests and we've known this from like the 50s or the 60s. We've done several tests over the years. I did have it up earlier, but I'm paraphrasing now, but basically one of the tests was they trained some goldfish, multiple goldfish in multiple tanks, to swim for 70 centimeters. So they like put in rulers into tanks and trained them to swim for 70 centimeters and then return back to the point for a treat. And they did that to specific people, or specific outside interference, so like a noise or a click or something like that. They would learn to do that. So they put rulers on the tanks and got them to swim for 70 centimeters, swim back, and then they got the treat. Then they took away the rulers and stuff like that. And they would do it when they saw certain people so they can recognize faces. So that was another part of the test. And then they tested this for years and years and years, actually. And individual fish could go for, it was measured for over a year. So one of them, I think it was like 18 months, where a person that trained a fish then went away to a different part of the university or whatever, did a couple of years, or a couple of semesters or whatever it was, and then came back, and when the goldfish saw her, it swam up and down for 70 centimeters expecting a treat because it recognized her face after 18 months. I was like, blown away by this. But they trained them to do loads of things over and over again. They demonstrate that their memories are fantastic. So it's really hard to quantify how long its memory is, because it's about what's the memory. Some things are really boring. What's the point in remembering it? Whereas some things are really good, so you try and remember those things. So there's a little bit of ambiguity, shall we say, but the science that studies this sort of thing is convinced they can go for at least a year or two. Hope that makes sense. What if one goldfish is smart and the other one's an idiot? That, I mean, yeah. That's what I mean about it's hard to quantify what is a memory, what counts as memory, because, yeah. People have that. People have bad memories and people have good memories, so one goldfish over another. Didn't they train them with food? Yeah, there's been loads of different tests. It was just the one that trained them to swim for 70 centimeters stuck in my mind is a bit like, wow, why? Okay. You test simple memory as fishes easily remember where they're fed and such. Yeah, your fish tanks, especially if you've got lots of fish, you'll notice that if they see you coming, they'll swim and congregate. A lot of fish, not all, will swim and congregate to where you normally feed them, because that's where they expect to be fed from. So they've remembered, that's the human, that's the one with the tub of food, and he usually puts it in here, so I'll swim over there and we'll get it there. So you can see that kind of thing. You can train a goldfish, but not. I think you can train cats as well. So some cats can be trained. I think it's just more the majority of cats are a bit like, yeah, I can do it. I'm just not going to. Maybe. I have memories of my goldfish. I don't think that counts, Mal. No, it's the other way around. Right. Anyway, I'm meant to be showing you the things. The cats train us, yeah, maybe that's what we should be saying. Right, question number 15. We'll get this quiz done eventually. The Met Office released the name of... Start again. The Met Office released the names for the new storm season. What will the first storm of 2025-26 be called? Is it Amy, Archie, Arnie, or Abby? What is the first storm of this storm season going to be called? Oh, it's pretty even split there, but it is Amy. The first storm of the year will be called Amy. Don't know what you're going to do with that piece of useless information, but you have it now. None of the top three getting that one. Question 16. Which planet in our solar system is named after the Roman god of the sea? Is it Jupiter, Mercury, Neptune, or Saturn? Roman god of the sea, is that Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, or Mercury? Y'all think it's Neptune, apart from two of you. Y'all are right, it is Neptune. Known for its strong wind speeds and vibrant blue colour, Neptune is named after the Roman god of the sea. Most of you in the top 10 getting that one. Ewan missing out. Beza missing out. EP, I don't know how to say that. EP? IP? EP? And Rebecca's just given up. Question 17. What famous technological movie villain was created by Skynet, the AI created by Cyberdyne Systems? Did Cyberdyne Systems create Megan, Ultron, Terminator, or HAL 9000? That's your clue. You think the answer is Terminator, because it is Terminator. Of course it is. Cyberdyne Systems created Skynet, which became self-aware in 1997 and created the Terminator robots. Question 18. Which of these vices is highlighted in the fable of the goose that laid the golden egg? Is it greed, pride, laziness, or anger? Clues aren't helpful after the time. I keep forgetting there's a bit of a delay from when I read the question to when you see the question. Sorry. Or vice versa. Would that clue have helped you? If it would have helped you, stick around for the Eliminator this week. I know I say it every week, but definitely gettable this week. I am convinced there will be we'll have to have like an extra question to settle it. But who or which vice is highlighted in the fable of the goose that laid the golden egg? Almost all of you going for greed. Of course it was. It was greed. Well done. So, as we move into the penultimate question, there's not that much happening at the top. But remember, they could bet all their points and lose them all, so anyone can still win. Question 19. No, it wouldn't have helped. Sorry. What fictional fast food restaurant does this villain run on Breaking Bad? This will be bad for people who don't watch TV. Sorry. Does he run Gecko Pacheco's, Mi Cucaracha, Los Pollos Hermanos, or Lezen Chicken? They've had the apostrophe question segue into the memory question by putting how long is a goldfish's memory. Do you know what? That did cross my mind. I thought, I'm going to have an apostrophe question, and I'm going to have to be really careful for the rest of the questions. Anyway, what restaurant does this guy run? He runs Los Pollos Hermanos, the Chicken Brothers, in Breaking Bad. Graham actually knows this one because his friends wouldn't shut up about the show. I mean, it is a good show. One of those shows that I have a rule for TV shows and radio shows or anything that's multiple episodes. I always give it 4 episodes. If you can't get me after 4 episodes, you're not going to get me. Because so many things, like Breaking Bad, first 3 is a bit like... this is terrible, worst thing ever. The fourth one, I was like, I get it now. Now it makes sense. And if I'd given up before I got there, I'd have missed out. Definitely worth it. Right, final question. Your last gambling question of the evening. Here comes your cryptic clue. Remember, if you don't gamble any points, you can't win any points, but you also can't lose any points. So, you know, your strategy is your own. Good luck, everybody. Here's question 20. How is your shoe-based film knowledge? How is you shoe-based film... That's meant to say your shoe-based film knowledge. What movie featured these futuristic self-lacing Nike shoes? Is it Flight of the Navigator, Back to the Future Part 2, Robocop, or Short Circuit? So, as always, sometimes I give you hard ones on the quiz questions, on the betting ones. Sometimes I give you easy ones. I think this is an easy one. But then again, I bet you Rebecca doesn't know because she probably hasn't seen this film. You've gone for... Most of you have gone for Back to the Future Part 2. 3 of you have gone for Short Circuit. Johnny 5, he's alive. But no, it was Back to the Future Part 2. Have you seen any of these films, Rebecca? I bet she hasn't either. Right, let's see what the scores on the doors are. Your winners are... In third place, We Duck with 2,644 points. In second place, Stevie P with 2,722 points. But your winner tonight, Juggler with 2,844 points. Put your hands together. He's the quiz winner. I'm a poet. I didn't know it. Well, I'll stop now. So, it will save the points, so we don't need to do live spreadsheeting tonight. And Tommy's not even here, so he doesn't miss it. I've seen Robocop, but not Back to... How can you see Robocop, but not Back to the Future? How can you avoid seeing Back to the Future? More to the point, Robocop's quite hard to see. I went to a car museum, though, and saw the car. Ah, right, okay. But congratulations, Juggler. You've done well. Hopefully everyone else, you've got some points. Even if you've only got a few points, they get added to a spreadsheet. And for the month of, I almost said June, but we're in September now. For the month of September, those points will accumulate and be added together. And at the end of the month, whoever's got the most points, I almost said wins a prize, will be promised a prize, which will be delivered at some point. I really need to go through that because we're probably a few months behind now. If you think you're due a prize, email me and tell me you owe me a prize, and we'll sort that out soon. So that isn't it. That's not all you've got for your quizzing delights tonight. We've also got the Eliminator, which is 10 questions. Increasing in difficulty, but tonight, maybe not. I think they're all quite easy tonight, but they are movie-based, so... so you've got that to contend with, but I think they're imminently gettable, definitely. I forgot about requesting my member... Oh, I forgot about requesting member points as well. Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry. I'll add member points anyway. Yeah, because normally we ask you to request your member points and you get them as a bonus on a particular question. But I'll just add them on. We'll go back to normal next week. I forgot as well. I forgot as well. Can we still have a bonus? Yes, I will add bonus points to the total when I'll share the spreadsheet on Discord later in the week, or over the weekend, and we'll sort that out properly. I'm going to sneeze. Let me look at some lights. Oh no, I'm not. It's all fine. I think I'm up to 4 prizes, but I'll trade them all for door number 1. Door number 1. There was nothing in door number 1. Sorry. It's a shame. You got a thumbs up. I'm pretty sure you relinquished all your prizes because you won too many of them. But if you have won a prize, if you have been a monthly winner or an Eliminator winner, get in touch. I will check. And we'll sort out some prizes as we go forward. Right. I mean, it's already 10:30, so we do need to get moving. We want to have a little bit of time for chat. So if any of the subjects tonight have been of any interest to you and you want to know more about them, by all means get them on chat. But right now I'm going to queue up the Eliminator, if nothing else. It's still called... No, it's not, because I can just delete it. Move. So the theme for tonight is movie emojis. Movie emojis. So these are questions about movies using emojis to elicit the answers to the questions. If that makes sense. It may be far too easy. It may be really difficult, and I've just misjudged that again, but I think it's far too easy. So if it comes to question 10 and we've still got so many people in, we're going to do a decider, and it'll be just to annoy Zenny, because she might be one of them, it's going to be a Geoguessr decider, where we get you all to find a location. So you've got that to look forward to. But now is the time to ask me any questions that you want to ask. So we talked a little bit about Aqua. I mentioned earlier that I had my own views about Aqua and what may or may not happen. But they also provided me as a potential influencer, so as I can influence you. I have to do that every time I say that because I hate it. They also provided me with some official bumf. So let me just load up the official bumf and I will tell you what they want you to know about Aqua. Because sent me it as a Google Drive link. Now, I don't think I'm allowed to show you this, but I'm allowed to read it to you. I think that was the deal. Which makes no sense. But anyway, the events for Aqua. In fact, let's put Aqua on the screen. Come on and do the Congo. So Aqua is touting itself as the UK's largest aquatic event. Let me just move. Oh, no, that's moving that. I don't want to move that. I want to move me. Move me out way. So these are some of the brands that are going to be represented there. So you can see a lot of them are marine, but a lot of them are also covering freshwater stuff. So there's lots of those who have both. There's lots of them that are freshwater exclusive. So there are going to be things there to see. Now, when I've been in the past, it's very much been booths from retailer slash, if it was Eheim, for instance, it's them saying, this is the latest and greatest stuff that we've got to show you. Here are our new range of filters. Here's our new technology. Here's our new foods. Here's our new lights. Here's our whatever it might be, whether it's Seachem, Eheim, whoever it is, it's them showing off their stuff. If you're interested in buying things, there's usually good deals. So I don't know whether there's going to be, but there's usually good deals. The ones that I've been to in the past have been more aimed at retailers rather than the public. So there was lots of incentives for retailers to sign up to be like a C-Chem stockist or whatever it is. So I don't know how that translates to having the public coming there. So because I've missed the ones that the public have been invited to. So I'm assuming they will have similar deals, but for individuals to you buy at the event, you might get a discount off things, but don't hold me to that. So anyway, the way they want to say it is, let me get through some of this bum. Aqua 2025 is the UK's first public event dedicated to aquatics, bringing together enthusiasts, professionals and industry experts. They're focusing on marine, freshwater and pond care. It showcases the latest products, technologies and innovations. It's an immersive, vibrant celebration of everything aquatic, designed to captivate visitors with a vast ocean of possibilities. So, when and where? 20th and 21st of September at the NAEC Stoneleigh in Kenilworth, which is like Coventry-ish. So a couple of weekends to go. Now here you can see some of the booths and stalls that have been commanded so far. Can I see that? Why won't you focus, zoom in? Well, okay, we can't zoom in for some reason. But you'll see, yeah, Red Sea, they are only going to be marine. But there's also like actual aquatic retailers. There's people who have fish shops who are running things. There are big brands like C-Chem, Eheim, Aquel, all these kind of things, JBL, whatever it might be, Tetra. But there's also smaller ones as well. So there's going to be something of interest. Some of them are going to be marine only. So there you go. So key details. When is it? Where is it? NAEC Stoneleigh. And it's September 21st and 22nd. These are some of the things that they're going to have going on there. So they're not having fish sales. They're very keen to point out they're not having fish sales, and that's a legislative issue. I think you would have to technically join as a member of a society or a club to be able to sell fish there. You need a certain type of license, basically. So I have no further details on this. So when it says things like product launches, live demos, I don't know what products are being launched. I don't know what things are being demonstrated live. Coral and invert sales, again, marine specific, and frag swaps. So these things are happening. But there is going to be like lots of raffles, free gifts, prizes, and meet your favorite influencers. You might be like, oh, that sounds good. But yeah, it's me. It's people like me. There are other good ones though, so it's not just me. So, you know. If you know who these people are, great. If you don't, also great. But these people will all be milling about, basically. Now, if they're anything like me, and I think I'm kind of in the middle somewhere, so I'm not like a 1 million subscriber aquarium info type person, but I'm also not like a 1,000 subscriber this guy, whatever his name was, or this guy, was it? But they all have their own merits and stuff like that, so I'm kind of in the middle of a decent amount of subscribers, not very popular views. So they'll all have something that they're interested in. So I know the caveman guy is more into his big cichlids and stuff like that. I know George Farmer's more into his aquascaping, as is all of these guys are other aquascapers. This guy will be interesting. He's the Prestige Reef guy. I don't know if you remember, but he started out as Miss Saltwater Tank TV. Anyone remember that? Or was that just me? No. Anyway, so you'll know who some of these are. You might not know who all of them are. But, you know, it might be interesting to meet some of them. Then there's going to be a big raffle and they're giving away loads of stuff, basically. So 50 exhibitors, 50 plus. So more and more have been added since this infographic has been put up. Diverse range of products, aquatic plants, fish, marine and freshwater, as well as koi and pond stuff. There's going to be art, sculptures, merch, lots of coral sales. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with leaning into the coral sales. If they're allowed to do coral sales, why not? Might as well. But then equipment. So aquariums, aquarium gear, decorations, filtration systems, all that kind of stuff. They do have speakers. So there's an events section of who they're going to be doing. So there's going to be lots of aquascaping. And again, this is going to be aquascaping heavy because it's a good thing to do aquascaping events because you get to see someone aquascape in front of your eyes, and that'll be fun. I'm not sure, am I allowed to go and watch this? I mean, if I just sit in the events hall all weekend and then not meeting anybody, I don't know. I wouldn't mind watching some of this, but I don't know what to do now. Anyway, there are events going on. So some of them you'll see are from Eheim. So this guy here is like the CEO of Eheim. So he's gone there talking about, I assume this will be a demo of their new digital products. He's Aquascaper, MG Aquascaping, but he's talking on behalf of Tetra. This guy's doing Seachem, he's talking on Tetra, and then George Farmer's talking on behalf of Owasi. Now, the last time I went to one of these, George Farmer was there. He was there on behalf of, I want to say it was Owasi the last time that he was there on behalf of, but he was kind of doing that dual role of like meeting people going, hello, I'm George Farmer, but he's wearing his Owasi branded suit and shirt and stuff like that. So I guess they pay for him to be there to sell their products and that kind of stuff. But he's doing a live aquascaping workshop. So these should be good. Yes, these are people who are from companies, but look at the kind of things they're talking about. So CEO of Ehem talking about their digital products. Aquascaping workshop, fine if you're into aquascaping. Talking about fish nutrition, I guess it will be heavily based on Tetra, but still talking about it. A repeat of the earlier one, and then aquascaping again with George Farmer. Sunday, much the same. So much the same in different what's the word I'm looking for? Different configurations. Although a slightly different crack the code to fish nutrition. We're now talking about trace elements and things like that. So there'll be things to do there. They're trying to lean into visitor engagement as a section all to itself. So there's going to be interactive exhibits. So as well as just booths of brands trying to sell you stuff, there's going to be exhibits to just entertain and delight. There's going to be the aquascaping stuff. So I've got George Farmer, Geordyscaper, MJ Aquascapes doing live demos over the weekend. The guest speakers, again, these guys here that we're talking about the trends in the hobby and what they think the next big things are going to be and all that kind of stuff. A grand raffle, so there will be prizes. So all the vendors, all the big vendors at least, I think, have all been asked to put in a prize as a raffle. There's play areas if you've got kids. They're doing the frag swap, and then there is food and beverages options available at the venue. And then there's a calendar of the event program, which is much the same as what I've just shown you there. And I've got an exhibitor list, which again is much the same as what I've shown you there. But they want me to highlight the ultimate aquatic extravaganza aspect, emphasizing the comprehensive nature of the show covering marine, freshwater, and pond. So this is different to the last one because that was, I can't remember the wording on the last one. It wasn't focused on marine, but it was the biggest marine show, the biggest frag show, the biggest this. Now it's marine, freshwater, and pond. So they're definitely giving more to our side of the hobby. So that's I think that sentence alone was the thing that swung me to say, right, we'll give it a go. We'll give them a little bit of a chance before we say, no, it's not worth it. Trying to make it the UK's biggest and first public event dedicated to aquatics. They would like me to stress the unique and pioneering nature of Aqua. I will, yes. I think unique and pioneering. People have tried this before. People have failed before. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. That's all I'll say. There is a variety of showcase. They want me to showcase the variety of exhibitors and products. There is a variety. I can't say that. And emphasize interactive. So the interactive experiences, whether it's the workshops, the demonstrations, the play area, whatever it is, the art and the merch and all that kind of stuff, they're making a concerted effort. I think that's what they want us to say there. The guest speakers and learning opportunities, there's quite a broad spectrum of stuff there, so you will have the opportunity to learn some things. But they very much want us to encourage you to get involved if you meet the target demographic, which is the aquatic enthusiast, the aquatic professional, the aquatic expert. So it's a broad spectrum of just aquatic, whether you're just into it, you're really into it, it's your livelihood, it's for you. So give it a chance if you fit any of those categories. Surprise, surprise, they'd like me to make a call to action to encourage you to go and buy a ticket. So please go buy a ticket. If nothing else, hang out with me. Frag swap, ticket prices, 20 quid or 30 for a weekend ticket. Under 12's free. I think there might be like a carer thing or free as well. But yeah, pre-book your tickets. And that's your whack. And then the people that they've invited or announced so far, you can see all these ones. You can just go on this yourself. I think that the Facebook page is as good as anything. The website seems to be a bit lacking behind it. But you can see who all these people are. And at least from the creator or / special guest section, there is a decent mix between marine and freshwatery people. Now, I'm classing myself as a freshwatery person, but I mean, I'm just basically an idiot that's going to turn up and look stupid. But I'm representing the freshwater side of the hobby. And from that point of view, well, most of these guys are reefers. I think the bigger ones are the freshwaters. So your Matt, Fish Shop Matt, me, George Farmer, George Escaper seem to be bigger names in the freshwater hobby than the reefy people that they've got or the pondy people that they've got. Michael, this guy, I love him. He's a lovely guy. He's get if you're into saltwater, I would encourage you to go and look out his channel. So he was quite a big name in the saltwater side of things and took a complete break and start to come back to it again. Michael Aarons, I actually met him the last time I went to one of these events. I met him and he was lovely to me. He's like, oh, how are you doing? He's a genuine guy. When I kept saltwater tanks, I watched his videos and he helped me out with that. So he's definitely worth a watch. Captain Caveman. So he's more of a, as I know, a cichlid guy and a freshwater guy again. So the names on the freshwater side seem to be bigger than the names on the marine side. I think the biggest name is probably this one. I should really name. What is her name? Jamie Dalton. Jamie Dalton. Jamie Dalton. Jamie Dalton. Yeah, so you've got all these folks. I better get my special guest announcement spot here, or I'll be well pissed off. There you go, I've said my piece. Contractual obligations fulfilled. Was that Honey G? Oh, I shouldn't have laughed that hard at that, but I got to be honest, that was my first thought there. I was going, I recognise her from somewhere, and that's when I went, it was Honey G from the X Factor. Yeah. No, it's not. It is. What did I say? Shamiller. This is going to be so awful. Imagine these guys are watching this stream right now and I've just burst out laughing at Honey G. I can't go, can I? Oh, this is going to be awful. I watch Aquatic Elements. I've seen a few Aquatic Elements videos. Yeah. It's the who's that of the aquarium world. Yay. It's the who's that of the aquarium world that's willing to go to Coventry for a weekend. We have a saying here in the UK that you can be sent to Coventry, which means, I think the literal definition of it is, you're told to never speak again, never be heard of. You get sent to Coventry to never be heard of again. Is that the best place to hold an event? It's about speaking about stuff? I don't know. I knew 7 of them. There you go. Middle row far right is Guppy. Middle row far right. It does look a bit like Brian, doesn't it? No, it's not. I can't remember who it is, but it's not. I'm going to have to learn this. That is the spiritual reefer. Harry. The spiritual reefer. We will remember these things. George Farmer gave good talks at the Aquatics Live, very useful ones such as dealing with algae in freshwater or how to keep aquarium plants. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few George Farmer talks. If you've watched his videos on his channel, everything he's put in a talk is mostly covered on his channel. And I've got his book. Yeah, a lot of time for George. If they were selling fish, it would attract more people. I think it would, especially as much of the feedback that I've seen has all been about, oh, you're not selling fish. So I think it might be worth them going to the extra effort to get the licensing sorted out to allow them to sell fish. Definitely. Anyway, good luck. Even if I had 100,000 subscribers, I still couldn't do it. You should come. Come anyway. If someone recognizes me, they'll recognize you. Aaron's Aquarium. Yeah, Michael. Aaron's Aquarium's respectable. He asks for help and is honest about what he knows. He definitely does seem to be on the level, I think is the right way to call it. Aqua Info does the dodgy ethics videos, definitely for the kids. Very difficult to watch even after a few energy drinks for an adult. I haven't even watched them yet. I've still to get to them. When you meet her. No, not doing that. She talked to the reptile group regarding selling livestock. I mean, there are things you can do. So my local fish club, so the Sheep Valley, and I think this is another thing that they could be missing out on. I think they should be leaning on the local fish clubs. So whether it's the Sheep Valley or the Preston District, these, or the Nets, or whoever it is, these organisations manage to attract dozens, if not hundreds of people to come to their events and know how to make it above board and legal to sell fish and hold auctions and do that kind of thing. And if you included the clubs could then do things like Mal was talking about, is you're going to put a bus on and they could take people down to the event and they could give them preferential pricing and treatments. So like, yeah, if you can bring 30 people, you can get in for a tenner a head rather than £20 a head or whatever it might be. So I think that might be one of the things I suggest to them for next year. And how good would that be if you could get a few of the clubs and societies to come mob-handed? You're guaranteed to know a percentage of your audience coming is going to be interested in freshwater. So you're guaranteed to get these guys that are organising it to put more effort into the freshwater side of things. Combined with the club auctions, it would be a great idea. It would be. So there you go. We've talked about Aqua. I've done my sales pitch. I would love it if some of you come. For the next couple of weekends, I will be pushing for you to come and join me at this thing. So it's from a very selfish point of view, so you can hold my hand and I don't have to be so socially awkward. But no, it'd be nice to See if it, see if we can get it running. Right, I mentioned the quiz though, didn't I? It was called the Eliminator. And if I haven't already, here's the link for it. And if I haven't already, here is the scanny thing for it. The aquarium info videos from memory are along the lines of creating a pufferfish village in a 10-litre tank or I Save the Lobster. One of our thumbnails includes Fortnite, might hint to the audience. Yeah. And a lot of the bigger ones are coming. I mean, there are ulterior motives here. So, like, your Prestige Reef runs a business selling frags and stuff. Caveman runs a business selling how to make an aquarium books and ebooks and stuff like that. George Farmer runs a business aquascaping professionally and has books to sell. So there is an element of that the biggest of names are there because they want to sell something. The smaller of the names, i.e. me, I don't really have anything to sell. I mean, I suppose I could take some t-shirts. But then again, I've already admitted part of the reason I'm going is to try and do some networking and meet some of these bigger names and see what makes them tick, and just meet people in the industry and talk to someone from CChem and talk to someone from Owasi. You know, I don't know. You didn't already? Oh, did I? Or if I did, sorry. I've put it in. I put it in now. If I'm late, there it is. Aquatics Live combined clubs and had stalls for society. Yeah, and like giving them. I think that would be a good deal if you could have societies and the bigger groups, whether it's the Killifish Association or the Guppy Association or the Catfish, whatever it could be, giving them preferential rates on stalls so as they get a bigger audience to attract more people to join their clubs and societies, and the event gets their pool of their members, their already existing members, to come and visit. It seems like a bit of a missed opportunity that they haven't included that, but it's what it is. What it is. Right, we have 16 of you ready for the Eliminator. Is anybody still watching this? Wow. Usually everyone's got bored and gone home by now, but there's still a few of you left. If you want to play the Eliminator, this is the one to play. As I say, it's a bit of fun, but I think this is imminently gettable. That's the link if you want to get in. These are called movie emojis. Movie emojis. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. So you're going to be shown some emojis describing movies, what they are. Which of these films does this set of emojis describe? Hang on. I'm going to pause that before it runs out. So I've just realised you've only got 10 seconds, and that's not really enough. We're going to give you 30 seconds. So let me just move that out the way for a second. We'll go back to my beautiful big face. And I will quickly go through and change them all to 30 seconds to give you a little bit more time. Because that's fast. Oh, that's fast, but this isn't. I should have noticed this earlier, everyone. I'm terribly sorry. Right, we're done. So we were on question 1. What we've done now. There we go. Which of these films does this set of emojis describe? Now, if you're not able to see a screen, it's hard for me to describe what the emojis are. But your options are Ocean's 11, Titanic, Poseidon, or Castaway. Most of you have gone for Titanic. And most of you are correct. And this is why. The emojis depict the epic and tragic romance film Titanic, directed by James Cameron. Titanic earned 11 Academy Awards. What? That's not what I meant to put in there. Sorry. So it's meant to be the ocean liner, a smash, a big wave, and a heartbreak showing the romance. That's how it's Titanic. Titanic, smashing, sinking, romance, and heartbreak. When that moistened bint kicked him off the door, there was more than enough space for him on. So that's how that's Titanic. Question 2. Pick the film below that's represented by these emojis. Is it The Chronicles of Narnia, The Jungle Book, Zootopia, or The Lion King? Maybe this should have been question 1. So remember, if you're a hero member, you get an extra free life if you get one wrong. So it's still worth keeping playing. So even if you didn't know that was the Lion King, you'd have still got a place in the game. Because it was the Lion King. Of course it was. All these people are still in. Dan the Man, Weed Duck, Stevie P, Mona Lee, Juggler Chris, Mr. Swimmer, Zenny, SGH, Elaine, and Dirty Den. There's no iceberg. Yeah, they never saw it. I don't like that it says I missed a question when I didn't. Oh, sorry. Have you been kicked out already? Oh, you're still in. It must have been because I paused it. Maybe that's what went wrong. But you're showing is still in. The eliminated people so far are Error 404, Fat Kids Win at Seesaw, Strabo, and Bruce. Question number 3. Only one of the below movies is best described by these emojis. That Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, The Lord of the Rings, or The Wizard of Oz? Ice emoji would have been... yep. Your feedback has been received. I will remember that for next time. It's kind of hard to get emojis as well. But anyway, I digress. Which one of these do you think it is? Everyone's gone for Harry Potter. Everyone's correct because it's Harry Potter. These emojis best fit Harry Potter in the film adaptation of J.K. Rowling's first book. Harry is introduced to a young wizard. There's the wizard emoji. The owl symbolizes his pet owl, and the lightning bolt represents his scar. So everybody that was in last time is still in. Question number 4. Which of these Disney princess movies is best described by these emojis? Snow White, Moana, Frozen, or Tangled? One went with Snow White, but it was in fact Frozen. Of course it was Frozen. The silver-haired emoji represents Elsa with her iconic icy platinum braids. Snowflakes and castle symbolizes the wintry setting of the Kingdom of Arendelle. There you go. We've lost someone. I can't remember who, but we've lost someone. Question number 5. Which fantasy film is best described by these emojis? Is it Eragon, Willow, The Hobbit, or Lord of the Rings? What about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's... Yeah, because that's what it was called here, wasn't it? The Philosopher's Stone. Title changed because Americans don't understand philosopher. No, but we know sorcerers are way cooler than philosophers. Quite right. So which one of these have we gone for? Oh, someone went Hobbit. Everyone else went Lord of the Rings. It was indeed Lord of the Rings. Elves, which was the first one, are an integral race in Lord of the Rings. A magical ring is the central focus, and the epic sword battles occur throughout the tale. So after 5 questions, we've still got all these people in. This does not bode well. Everyone's going to get this one. Question number 6. Which sci-fi film contains these elements? Is it Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Alien, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, or Flight of the Navigator? That's the second reference to Flight of the Navigator tonight. So question 6 really traditionally get harder. But everyone's gone for E.T. and got that right. Yes, of course it's E.T. The alien represents E.T. The bicycle and the moon represent this flying scene, and then phone for phone home. Everyone's still in. Question 7. Which of these movies is described by these emojis? Home Alone, Up, Mary Poppins, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit? What's E.T. short for? Anyone know? Juggler does, because he's got little legs. Question 7. Everyone's gone for Up. Everyone's right. See, I told you these were easy. It's far too easy. Dan the Man, Weed Duck, Stevie P, Mona Lee, Juggler, Chris, Mr. Swimmer, Zenny, SGH, and Dirty Den all still in. Question number 8. What Marvel superhero is best described by this set of emojis? Would that be Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, or Captain America? Okay, not everybody's gone for the same answer, at least, at question 8. Bloody hell. Some of you have gone for the Hulk, some of you have gone for Spider-Man. It was Captain America. He starts as Steve Rogers, an ordinary man who receives a super soldier serum. That becomes really strong and has a shield. Oh, we lost somebody. Who have we lost? But we still got Dan the Man, Weed Duck, Stevie P, Mona Lee, Juggler Chris, Zenny, SGH, and Dirty Den with only 2 questions left. Defo too easy, says Lisa. I think you might be right, Lisa. Yeah, the Hulk was radiation, Spider-Man was a spider, Iron Man just built stuff. Question 9. What movie is this? I should have just kept it at 10 seconds. We'd have got some of you out with that at the time. What movie is this? I thought this one was hard, but you're all getting it right. Somebody went for Tangled. Thank you, that one person, for getting it wrong. But no, that was Beauty and the Beast. The book represents Belle's love of reading. The monster is the beast. The candle/light bulb is Lumiere. The castle is their home. And the rose is the enchanted flower. I don't know why that's super bold, but there you go. This is a new record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people in for the last question. And here it comes. What's this film? Is it Gravity, Inception, Interstellar, or 2001 A Space Odyssey? Labyrinth is one of my least favourite movies ever, says Adam. Really? I quite like Labyrinth. The David Bowie film. Yeah, David Bowie's the main dude in Labyrinth. That would have worked, said Lisa. I nearly picked Labyrinth. I should have not messed with the time. Oh well, at least we've got some differences in this one, right? 2 people went for Gravity, 1 for Inception, 4 for Interstellar, and 7 for A Space Odyssey. It was A Space Odyssey. The astronaut, space, a satellite representing the futuristic space travel in the film, and the monkeys a nod to the opening Dawn of Man sequence featuring apes. Which means, I bet you we've got a few winners tonight. Stevie P has answered the most questions, 3rd fastest. Weed Duck has answered the most questions, 2nd fastest. And your overall winner is Dan the Man, who answered all the questions the fastest. However, as we have... Oh, we did lose a few there. So Dan the Man, Weed Duck, Stevie P, Juggler, Dirty Den. So I'll do a poll now. Can I be asked to do a poll? Where you can have 1 round of Geoguessr, where I pick a location and these 5 people have to get closest to it, or I write down a random number on a piece of paper between 1 and 100, and whoever's closest to it wins the prize. Hang on. I'm going to let that poll run for 1 minute. We're at 23:11, at 23:13, so a minute and a bit. I will close the poll, and whatever gets the most votes, we will do. So, Geoguessr. You've all heard of Geoguessr. I will click a random place on a map, and you have to find it, and whoever's closest wins. Or random number, I will get a bit of paper. It's not a bit of paper, but imagine that's a bit of paper. I'll get a bit of paper. I will write a number between 1 and 100 on that bit of paper and ask you all to guess. And whoever's closest wins. Oh, God, I've forgotten about the lives. Hang on, let's look at the rankings. So, of all the people who didn't get... So, Adam, who's Adam? Is Adam still in? Zenny, I think you're the only ones who have... Oh, Zenny's got 9. So Zenny is included in that as well. Adam, I can't remember what your name is. Are you Dan the Man? No, you can't be Dan the Man. You Weed Duck, obviously. The Geoguessr, I will pick a random place on planet Earth and get you to try and find it. Right, the last few seconds now. We're at 23:12. (23:13). Let's close that poll. Geoguessr it is. Zenny's favourite. Now, everyone can play. It's just a bit of fun. But I will only count votes from Dan the Man, Weed Duck, Stevie P, Juggler, Dirty Den, and Zenny. Just take me a little second to set this up. My quiz, create quiz. Tiebreaker. Artwork. Okay, add round. 360 panorama. I'm just going to drop you in a random place of my choosing in the universe. If you're all guessing what the numbers that I would have written down, we'll do that anyway, just for fun. I need a blank bit of paper that doesn't have my work scribblings on. There we go. I'm going to now write down a number between 1 and 100 just for shits and giggles. But I'm going to pick a location and see if you can figure out where it is. Let me think. I can't decide. Right, I've decided. If this helps, it's a place I've been. Right, okay. You've got 2 minutes to do it. Let me save that. Back. It's called Tiebreaker. Post live quiz. Copy that in. There you go. So anyone can play, but I'm only going to include the closest out of the people we talked about earlier. Dan the Man, Weed Duck, CVP, Juggler, Dirty Den. Try and use your same name when you register so as I know who you are. And we will do it that way. once we get you all in. I mean, to be fair, this is for like stickers or something. Wormwood Scrubs. I've never been to Wormwood Scrubs. I've been to Barlinnie to visit, but we know you had 69 written down. Oh, right, okay, we'll do the number reveal. Has anyone else got a number they've guessed? Be funny if the Geoguessr was the entrance to Aqua. Let me just... No, it's not. That would have been funny, but it isn't. Graham thinks the answer is 42. Mal thinks the answer is 32. Any other guesses? Final guesses on the number while we wait? Before I do number reveal? Lisa's got 54. So we've got 54, 42, 32, and 69. $49. Very much hedging your bets there, Adam. Stevie P's on 3. I love it when Stevie P rhymes. Dennis is on 72. Juggler goes 77. Let's switch back to the big face to prove that I'm not faking this. But your answer is... Drum roll, please. 73. So I think, had we gone for number and Dennis was still in, Dennis would have won with 72. Only one away. I ruined the perfectly good sticker by writing 73 on it. Right. I think... I'm assuming everyone's in. We're going to go with that. Are we ready? I'm going to... So it's only one round, so it's just one question. Your only clue, which means nothing to most of you, is I've been there. So, if you've never played this before, you get to move around. You get to look and see what you can see. You're like, oh, who's this dude here? What's he doing? Does he look Lebanese? Syrian? Welsh? We'll never know. What kind of car is that? Oh, that could be anything. We'll never know. Man on a moped. What do mopeds say? Oh, what's that? Is that a boat of some description? Maybe we're near water. First guess in, straight away, 38 seconds. Lee. But you can also move around, so I don't know. I want to go over that way. Oh, what language is this? Oh, an air bus that goes to an airport, a port, a station, and is a shuttle bus, I guess. So if you're a Geoguessr Pro, you'd be looking at these number plates going, oh, looks to be a bit of blue on both sides of those number plates. That means something. And you might see this sign and go, oh, what does that mean? Does that mean anything to anyone? Exit. Exit of what, though? Remember, it's a port. Does that mean these are coming in or going out? Oh, times are up. Get your guess in. So, we've got guesses from all over the world. So, I just want to look at some of the US guesses. First off, who's this here? Elaine is in Laredo. Tommy's in Detroit. Did that look like Detroit to you? But Stevie P has won it. But let's look at some of the other guesses. Who's that? Welsh senators in Wales. Nicely. Weed ducks in Portugal. Portugal. But these are the... Oh, someone's down here. Hang on. Who's this? Chris is down there in Egypt. But these are the good guesses. So we're getting closer. Error 404 is in, well, the coast near Rome. And the man's down there in southern Italy. We've got someone in Sicily. Mr. Swimmer's in Sicily. But, oh, it was so close between Juggler and Stevie P, because the answer was the port of Naples. How many points was the difference there? Is that 3 points of a difference? Wow, that's pretty close. Yeah, so if you'd watched a previous stream, I did have one of the questions was Vesuvius, which is here. And I mentioned that I'd been there. So that was meant to be a clue. But yes, Naples, which is, there's a square in Naples, but so there's a pizza restaurant. Just, it might be up here actually, where I had the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life. In the place where they invented pizza, so it made it even better. But there's also like a main square, like Garibaldi Square, something like that it's called. And we stayed in a hotel just off the Garibaldi Square. And it was like downtown Beirut. There was like people getting robbed left, right, and centre. I had the worst time in Italy. Italians are wankers. Sorry, Italians, you're all wankers. But the food is delicious. And just off the port of Naples, just up here somewhere, I think it was, it had a pizza called a Fantastico. And I ordered it because a Fantastico sounds fantastic, but I ordered it, and a Fantastico is where the chef, the main chef, not just one of the normal pizza chefs, the main chef comes out and sits with you for like 5 minutes and asks you questions and gets to know you, and then makes a decision on what kind of pizza you would like the best. I did not know any of this when I ordered the Fantastico. I ordered the Fantastico because I thought it would be fantastic. But the 5 minutes turned into like 15 because the broken English, where he's given it the trying to figure out what kind of things I liked. And I did not think we had a productive conversation, but the pizza that I got out of that was, oh, I'm doing the Italian thing. Oh, it was fantastico. It was amazing. And I remember when I ordered it, the waiter was like, "Are you sure? It's a big faff." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I would like a fantastic pizza. Of course I would. Oh, why wouldn't you?" But yeah, so if you ever go to Italy and you go to Naples specifically, definitely go to, and I think it was literally like the oldest pizzeria in the world. And the restaurant is based around, they had like 3 or 4 of the big pizza ovens centrally in the room. Then just like out and above them slightly where all the tables were sat around them, so you could see them all being made. And the smell of the place, it was fantastic. It was fantastico. It was lovely. I really enjoyed it. So if you ever go to Naples, definitely go there. Don't go to Garibaldi Square, you will get robbed. Don't go to any of the street markets, you will get robbed. I had to, I won't tell those stories, but I was chasing people down, threatening to batter them, and stole all their merchandise and make them give me my money back. It was an experience, let's put it that way. And then we went to Capri for the day, where the rudest people in the world. Anyway, Italy's nice, but you know, the people are wankers. Stevie P says, "Woo! Quite right. You needed a win, Stephen, and you got one tonight. I hope your future wins are a lot better than winning the Eliminator." That's all I can say. Is I wish you the best luck with all your other, but hopefully that's brightened your day a little bit. Adam says, "Can I count this as my wrong one and I'm still in?" No, that was it. That was the tiebreaker. It's a one and done, and I'm afraid Stevie P has won it. Dennis, it wouldn't work for him. Sorry. I saw the bus with Pompeii, so I went with that. Close, close. You thought Sardinia? Well, that's not a million miles away. It wouldn't have won you the points, though. I picked Las Vegas. So it wasn't Caerphilly Castle. It wasn't, no. Keep zooming in. I'm behind the flag. Keep zooming in. I'm behind the flag. I'd love to be in one of the Geoguessr videos. He'd better have put pineapple on it. He didn't. It was something I would never have picked. It had rocket and basil and ham. That doesn't sound like a nice pizza to me. I'm much more of a meat feast, meat feast, pepperoni, sausage. That's my kind of pizza. This was just a very simple, a little bit of rocket, a little bit of basil, a little bit of mozzarella, some of the lovely sauce, but not much sauce. And it was to die for. I'd love to go to Pompeii. Pompeii, or Pompey. Pompey's like Portsmouth, isn't it? Pompeii is... I mean, Pompeii was really good. As much as I didn't like all the Italians that I met when I was on my holiday in Italy, all the places I went were fantastic. Pompeii and Herculaneum actually was better than Pompeii because it was just a little bit... You could get a lot more up close to it. So Herculaneum was another place. Herculaneum is basically Pompeii, another place that got suffocated by the ash cloud from Vesuvius. Pompeii seems to get all the credit for it, but Herculaneum had some like really cool mosaics and really cool wall arts and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. Really cool. Can I say really cool anymore? It definitely brightened my day. Well, that's what we're after, a little bit. Hawaiian pizza's a good choice. I usually prefer a margarita. I mean, I'm not against a Hawaiian pizza. I like pineapple as much as the next man, but I'm more of a meat feasty guy. Is there a website where I can practice doing that? Yeah, the website that I was showing you. Geoguessr. This word up here, just go on that website, geoguessr.com. There's daily challenges. So I'll finish that game, show you that. Yeah, Stevie P won. But geoguessr.com, this is what it looks like. Normally, you can do the daily challenge. And it just kind of drops you in 5 random places, and you have to go, all right, where are we? So that to me looks like Arabic writing. Where's the sun? The sun's in the south, so we're in the northern hemisphere. So it's either Saudi Arabia or maybe Jordan. Could be UAE. I'm going to go UAE. Guess there. I said it was Jordan. Obviously, you can spend a lot more time on this, but this to me looks like, where's the sun? Sun's down there, so in the northern hemisphere again. Anything on the bins? So that looks a bit Dutch to me. The bicycle there, that's Dutch. Oh, that doesn't look Dutch. That looks like a Danish or a Swedish or some kind of Scandinavian word. So I'm going to go random Scandinavian word. Bosh. Right country. So that kind of thing, basically. Sun is in the north, so we're in the southern hemisphere. That looks Brayside Road. Looks very sunny and very deserty. I'm going to go Australia. Oh, look at that. That's pretty close. An off the cuff guess. This one looks very... looks UAE-ish. Near the sea. I'm going to say that's Dubai. Nope. That's Tunisia. And this one couldn't be more Ukrainian. Let's see. No, it could be. It's Polish. So there you go. You get a test every day to see how many points you get. Obviously, you would normally spend a bit more time on it. So that's Geoguessr for you. Oh, were you all playing along with me as well? Oh, guess Norway. Oh, you'd have been wrong. It was Sweden. The second one was a stone's throw, or 300 from where I live. Oh yeah, of course we could have used the map of subscribers. But we are now at past overtime. We're 30 minutes over. So is there anyone even still watching? There's a few of you. That's not bad. I'm going to bid you all good night and farewell. This weekend I might do a couple of impromptu live streams with me trying to build my stand and show you some of that. But there will be a video on the tank delivery and the stand build coming, as well as some live streams. So that'll be good. And then next week we can have round 2 of the monthly quizzes and stuff and the usual japery. But for now, I think we'll say good night. Thank you all for joining me. It's been emotional. Been fun. I've loved it. See you all, same time, same place. Oh, am I going to have to do... So I'm going to have to do a live stream on a Friday night and then get up at ridiculous o'clock the next morning to drive down. Okay. Well, we'll have to think about that. Deal with that problem when it comes. Will the tank fit through the door to the fish room? Yes, I have an elaborate scheme of how I'm going to get the tank in here. I'm hoping I can convince the delivery driver to help me out a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe talk about that on the impromptu live streams that we have in the next couple of days, if we have them. But for now, see you in the next one. Bye!